Assalamualaikum.
Good day, everyone. Hi, my name is Bayali S. Anki,
And I am Johanna May White Koken
and we are the Group 7.
and the reporter of Chapter 7,
Paris to Berlin, 1885
to 1887.
Paris to Berlin, 1885 to 1887. Upon finishing his studies in Madrid, Rizal went to Paris and Germany to specialize in ophthalmology, serve as an assistant to the famous oculist in Europe, continue his travels and tours and observe European lives and customs, governments and laws in Paris, Heidelberg, Leipzig, Berlin, Paris, and Germany. He met and befriended several German top scientists like Dr. Fyodor Jagor, Dr. Adolf B. Mayer, Dr. Hans Mayer, and Dr. Rudolf Virchow. Terminated his studies at Central University of Madrid. Rizal, who was 24 at that time, went to Paris to continue and acquire more knowledge in ophthalmology. Ophthalmology means the studies and treatments concerning the disorder and disease of the eye. He chose this branch of medicine for he wants to cure his mother eye ailment. In Gay Paris 1885 to 1886, Rizal visited some friends and his new friends, Maximio Viola, a medical student and a member of a rich family of San Miguel, Bulacan, Senor Eusebio Coraminas, an editor of the newspaper La Publicidad, and made a crayon sketch of Don Miguel Mayorta, the owner of the La Publicidad and a statesman. November 1885, Rizal living in Paris and sojourned for about 4 months and worked as an assistant of Dr. Louis de Wecker, 1852-1906. From November 1885 to February 1886, Dr. Louis de Wecker, a leading French ophthalmologist, which Rizal rapidly expanded his knowledge in the field. Outside of his work he visited some friends such as the family of Pedro Taveras, Trinidad, Felix, and Paz, Juan Luna, Felix Resurrection Hidalgo, Paz Pardo de Taveras, a pretty girl and was engaged to Juan Luna. On her album, Rizal drew a series of sketches on the story of the monkey and the turtle. Rizal spent many hours at the studio of Luna. They have discussed various problems of art and improved his own painting techniques. He also posed as a model to several paintings of Luna, such as the death of the Cleopatra as an Egyptian priest, the Blood Compact as a Sicatuna, with Trinidad Pardo de Taveras as Legazpi. Rizal as a musician. Kundimans and other Philippine melodies are played in all reunions. He admitted that he had no natural aptitude for music. However, he had to because of his classmates were taking music lessons. Sheer determinations and constant practice, he came to learn playing the flute very well. He was a flutist in various impromptu reunions and Filipinos in Paris. He composed some songs like Alinmang Lahi, which means any race, patriotic songs La Departation or the Departations composed during his exile in Dapitan. Rizal left Gay Paris on February 1, 1886 for Germany. February 3, 1886, Rizal arrived at Heidelberg, a historic city of Germany, famous for its old university and romantic surroundings. He worked at the University of Eye Hospital under Dr. Otto Becker, a distinguished German ophthalmologist, and Professor Wilhelm Kuhne, which he attended lectures. Noticing the German Catholics and Protestants practiced ecumenism, for they live together in harmony and cordiality. He also became a member of an chess player clubs. Spring of 1886, Rizal was fascinated by the blooming flowers along the cool banks of the Neckar rivers. Among the flowers, the light blue forget-me-not was his favorite. On April 22, 1886, he wrote a fine poem, A las Flores de Heidelberg, or To the Flower of Heidelberg. Pastor Dr. Karl Ulmer, Rizal's good friends, whom he became close with because of the hospitality and kindness. Pastor Ulmer admired Rizal's personality, talent in language and sketching. A good friend that Rizal can never be forgotten, whom he expressed so much gratitude. Rizal ended his stay on June 25, 1886, and wrote a letter to express his gratitude. As well as on May 29, 1887, he wrote another letter to Pastor Ulmer's son expressed his great gratitude. Pastor Ulmer at Wilhelmsfeld.
First letter to Blumentritt. Written on July 31, 1886, Rizal's first letter written in German to Professor Ferdinand Blumentritt, director of the Ateneo of Litmeritz, Austria. In his letter, he sent the book that he mentioned entitled Arithmetica or Arithmetic. It was published in two languages, which is the Spanish and Tagalog, by the University of Santo Tomas Press in 1868, authored by Rufino Baltazar Hernandez. Blumentritt was impressed and sent two books to Rizal as gifts. This marked the beginning of their lifelong friendship. 5th Centenary of Heidelberg University. A celebration held on August 6, 1886, which Rizal was fortunate about. Rizal had come to love the beautiful city and its hospitable people, described as many elegant and brilliant costumes among the students of Heidelberg. In Leipzig and Dresden, August 9, 1886, 3 days after the celebration of Heidelberg, Rizal left the city and arrived in Leipzig on August 14, 1886. He attended several lectures at the University of Leipzig on history and psychology. He befriended Professor Friedrich Ratzel, a famous German historian, and Dr. Hans Meyer, a German anthropologist. October 29, 1886, Rizal left Leipzig for Dresden. He met Dr. Adolf B. Meyer, director of the Anthropological and Ethnological Museum. He stayed 2 days in the city. November 1, 1886, Rizal left Dresden by train and arrived by evening. Rizal welcomed in Berlin scientific circles. Rizal was enchanted by Berlin's scientific atmosphere and absence of race prejudice. He met some great scientists, which is Dr. Fyodor Jagor, a celebrated German scientist, traveler, and author of Travels in the Philippines, a book which Rizal read and admired. Dr. Jagor visited Philippines in 1859 to 1860 before Rizal was born on June 19, 1861. The book was published in 1873, foretold the downfall of Spanish rule in the Philippines and the arrival of Americans. Rizal was introduced to Dr. Rudolf Virchow, a famous German anthropologist, and the later son, Dr. Hans Virchow, a professor of descriptive anatomy. Dr. W. Joest, a noted German geographer. Dr. Karl Ernst Schweitzer, 1830 to 1905, a famous German ophthalmologist. Rizal worked in Dr. Karl's clinic. He became a member of various societies as he was recommended by the said doctors. Dr. Virchow recognized Rizal as genius. Rizal's life to Berlin. His reason to live in Berlin: first, to gain knowledge of ophthalmology; second, to further his studies of sciences and languages; Third, to observe the economic and political conditions of the German nation. Fourth, to associate with famous German scientists and scholars. Fifth, to publish his novel, Nolimi Tangere. Rizal on German women. In his letter to his sister on March 11, 1886, he was impressed by the German womanhood. He described them as serious, diligent, educated, and friendly. She is not gossipy, frivolous, and quarrelsome like Spanish women. They are not particular with beautiful dresses and expensive jewelry. However, still, they are dressed nicely. Rizal regret women in the Philippines because many of them are more interested in how they dress than in how much they know. Rizal, however, praised the delicacy of feeling the fine manners, devotion, and hospitality. German customs. Rizal admired the German customs very well, especially the interesting self-introduction to stranger in a social gathering. According to German etiquette, it is bad manners for a guest to remain aloof. Rizal's darkest winter. Winter in Berlin 1886 was his darkest moment, mainly because he suffered poverty and no money arrived from Calamba. He was flat broke. He only had 1 meal a day and caused him to become malnourished. Rizal feared that he might die from getting sick with tuberculosis. However, his brother Pasiano tried to desperately raise money for his brother Rizal. That's all. Shukran and wassalam.